Welcome to Lost Girl Therapy. So I was at Spitalfield Market yesterday, and I came out of Liverpool Station, and I had this weird moment of deja vu where I was just like, wait, I've been here before. And obviously, I had probably been to that station before during my study abroad or on the times that I've been to London, but on this particular occasion, I came up through the tube and I kind of walked into Liverpool Station, and I was just like, hang on, I've done this exact thing before. And then I couldn't quite place it, and I was like, why have I been here? And as I'm leaving the station, suddenly it dawns on me that the last time I did that exact route of out of the tube, up a certain set of stairs, out onto this street, I was here for an interview. And the year was 2020. It was February. It was Valentine's Day weekend of 2020. And I had come for a job interview. And it was so weird because I was walking down the street and I passed the hotel that I had stayed at. And I just remember how I actually felt on that weekend, which is so far away from how I feel now. During that weekend, I had flown to London for an interview because I had had a conversation with someone who basically was like, you have to come here. I'm going to introduce you to all of these people. We're going to have a chat. There's a job for you. Go, done. I was so nervous, but I was also so desperate to just get out of my role that I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So I book this flight, I get here, I book a random hotel, I see my friends, but I'm just nervous for the 2 days leading up to this interview. I get my hair done, it's downpouring rain, the interview is set for 6 p.m. at night, I show up in this building lobby, and I'm sitting there, and nobody comes down. I go up to the desk. I'm like, hey, I'm here to meet so-and-so. And they're like, okay, well, we tried calling them. We can't get in touch with them. Just hang out. I sat in that lobby for an hour and a half. And that tells you how little I believed in me. Because me now, I would have sat there for a half hour. I would have called. I would have messaged. And if nobody got back to me, I would have left. But at that time, I was so uncertain about my future that I was like, this is my only shot. I have to get out. This is it. I can't mess this up. And I sat in that lobby from 6 to 7:30 at night on a Thursday or a Friday evening in London, feeling like an idiot, feeling so embarrassed and so humiliated. Why did I get my hair done? Why was it flat? Why was I sitting in this freezing cold, empty space, with nothing to do except wait? And finally, an hour and a half later, this person comes down and they're apologetic, but not really apologetic. They're just like, oh my God, so sorry. Our meeting ran over and sorry, you won't be able to talk to the people right now. And I didn't have the courage to be like, you told me to get on a plane and come here. I didn't have that confidence, or I would have said it nicer, but I didn't know how to hold that other person accountable for the interaction that we were having and the agreement that we had made. So instead I just sat there and I was like, right, okay, yeah, totally fine. Don't worry about it. It's absolutely cool that I have flown 6 hours across an ocean and dedicated 3 days of my life to doing this, and that a meeting ran over and now you don't have time for me. And the rest of that weekend ended up being horrendous. London drop kicked me out of the city. I every plan that I had fell apart. Every interaction that I had was just tough and brutal and really charged in a negative manner. And I just remember leaving feeling so dejected. And the blessing in disguise was that when the pandemic hit weeks later, thank God I was able to go home and be with my family. Thank God I was not here and I couldn't get back. Massive blessing in disguise. And the main thing that I noticed yesterday when I was on my way to Spitalfield Market was thank God I didn't get that job. Thank God I wasn't that version of a person, because I was not even a therapist yet. I didn't go back to school yet. I truly was just trying to get out of a toxic work environment. And thank God that did not happen, because all of the events that followed, me going back to school, me moving to Boston, me changing my life entirely and ending up here, none of that would have happened if I had still been in an industry that I hated, deeply insecure with myself, worried about what people thought of me, and always putting other people's stuff ahead of my own needs. None of that would have happened. The life that I have right now would not have been possible. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think that the life that I would have had now would have been nearly as good or as fulfilling or as joyful or as loving as it is had I taken that route. And at the time, I wasn't able to see it. I wasn't able to say, like, thank you, universe, for shielding me from the sequence of events. Like, thank you, universe, for like looking out for me and making sure that I don't end up somewhere I'm not meant to be. I just remember feeling so disheartened and like rejected and just like I hadn't tried enough. And now I think about it and I'm like, you always end up where you're supposed to at the exact time that you're meant to. And I am so proud of the version of the person that I have become now, because I would never stand for that type of interaction again. And I would never put my life in somebody else's hands to say, please like me, please pick me. I desperately need to escape this circumstance, go. Instead, I'm in a space where I say, I like me, and I always pick me, and I feel full autonomy over my choices, and the life that I'm building is up to me to build. And who I choose to build that life with, who I interact with, who I work with, all of that is an intentional choice. None of that is by accident. But I love that the universe kind of brings us back to the spaces just to remind us that, like, hey, you were here. And it's okay that you turned out different, because it always ends up better.